Hello my dear YouTuber friends, and I hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to this new video. Can you see what I'm flying here? Now I'm a few days late to this review. A number of people have already reviewed it, but this is the Aeroplane Heaven. Lancaster. Look at it. And actually, let me just open a couple of windows here. Listen to this monster! At long last, for those of us who have dreamed of flying a Lancaster in Flight Sim 2020 or Flight Sim 2024, we can now do it. In this video, I'm going to give you my review, show you some of this incredible modelling and what's on offer here. I'll tell you which I think the best place to get it from, which is Orbix Central. I'll talk about that in this video, and then I'll take it for a flight test and give you my recommendations. You definitely don't want to miss this one. Let's not dilly-dally. Let's get on with this video. So I'm just parked up at one of the ramps at Manchester Airport. Just while I give you an overview of the external modelling, which is absolutely exquisite. My goodness me. Just before I get into that, now for full transparency, I reached out to Orbix. I do a number of reviews for them. I said, any chance of me getting a copy of this so I can review? Thankfully, they got back to me, and supplied me a review copy. I'm going to link Orbix Central down below. That's where I advise you get it from, and it installs directly into your Flight Sim 2020 or Flight Sim 2024 folder, and it's just an easy way of getting it. It costs around £31 or the equivalent in your currency. Many people will feel that's an absolute bargain to have a Lancaster in the sim at last. Now, this is the Dambuster livery that I've got installed and active. I believe that's the bouncing bomb, isn't it? As we go along there, look at the external modelling here, all the scratches and scrapes of the aircraft. And remember, World War II aircraft, you expect it to be battered up. Look at even the tyres here. Have immense details on them. Let's say Dunlop, I believe. Yeah, Dunlop tyres. Look at it. You know, the texturing on the metals there. Now, I'm quite an excitable chap at times. You might have noticed. An external modelling can really float my boat or sink it. This definitely, well, it's not just floating my boat, it's making it skyrocket well above the water. Look at that. I can just let the pictures talk for themselves there, can't you? You can see the immense details. It's got one notch of flaps in, I believe, so that'll be takeoff flaps. The immense details as I go around the aircraft here. Look at the rivets and scratches every single... You know, I often say with some aircraft, oh, fantastic external modelling, one of the best I've seen. I'm sorry people, you know, I think this may be the very best I've seen so far in a sim. Look at it, that'll be the tail gunner. You can see the bullets inside there. Let's get a bit closer. Wow. And if you get this, do walk around or go around in drone cam or whatever, and take in every single bit of the detail. I mean, Aeroplane Heaven are known for their exquisite modelling of aircraft. Their Spitfire is my favourite. Spitfire. In Microsoft Flight Sim, possibly in any sim. And I do like the DCS World model as well. That wasn't by Aeroplane, having the Aeroplane, DCS World Spitfire model. Look at it, look at the level of detail here. But yeah, they're just known for their incredible detailing. Getting everything absolutely spot on. Let's get onto this part. This is what I mean about spending time going around looking at the external modelling. Love that to actually bounce. I don't believe it does. Well, I've not discovered that. I don't think so. Look, as you get closer to that, look at it. You know, this is only 1080p now. Imagine this at ultra resolutions at 4K. Sorry, I can't do that for you. Can I crouch down to look at these? I believe those would be... What would that be? Some kind of lighting system. Wow, I'm discovering more and more myself as I'm going around. Now, let's just come back a bit. Stop cramping down. It comes with about half a dozen liveries. Let me just show you them on screen. So you get a variety of different liveries that you can choose. Is that enough for you to see? Go out and buy it. Let's take that off screen. I've got the Dam Buster livery. Just immense. Let's jump into the cockpit. Now, I'm just going to have to change profiles, and I'm in Sim Update 2, so I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, that's better. I've just changed my profiles to the 2020 transversal, just because I'll take a walk around the aircraft in a moment. Looking around the aircraft, the cockpit, so the main sort of pilot seat. Lots of switches, looks like some kind of navigation. I will get into navigation at some point. I want to do a navigation video with this aircraft at some point, because it's quite unique. Radiator flaps, a lot of switches that you can turn and twist. And goodness knows what. Vacuum changeover, interesting, isn't it? Steering, lever controls, all kinds of things. Dimmer switches. What was that again? Trip hour. What was that? Where is that? Where's the hotspot for that? It's not one I've come across before. There you go. Trip hour adjust. Oh, trip hour adjust. Okay. Automatic trim controls. Various different windows you can open and close. Now that one's right in my face, so I'll have that one open. I do want a couple of windows open for when we start the engine up. Oh, I have them open already. These are closed by default, but we'll open that. Did I open that one? Yep. So various different windows you can open. Engineer seat. There's an armrest. There we go. So you can lift that up and down. Trim, really trim. Pitch trim, all the kind of usual suspects. Sorry people, but I'm a little overexcited. I'm trying not to be. Just trying to calm myself down a little bit, because, you know, this is my chance now to relive some dam busting dreams in Flight Sim 2024. Something I've wanted to do for many, many, many years. At this kind of navigation lights here, at this kind of quality. Let's take a bit of a walk around, shall we? So I'll come over here. I'm just using the keyboard at the moment. Let's get to the front gunner's position. How do I tilt up? There we go. Let's shift. So 2024 controls. It's kind of a combination of shift and alt to move around, and left and right with your cursor keys. So let's go down here. Let's just drop altitude a little bit and a little bit more. Not altitude, my altitude. There you go, front gunner. Now there's various switches you can move around here as well. Not many of them in this one. In fact, there are one or two that I've come across that you can, more to do with lighting in effect. Let me just move forward a little bit. See if I can find them. So, you know, a lot of these switches don't work. But there you go, rotate bomb. Oh, interesting, rotate bomb. Do the bombs work? Something I've not fully tested. It's really just my first impressions video of this aircraft. So there you go. You get that view. And there's ways of switching between these views quickly if you're in 2020 controls. I'll show you that in a moment. Let's get back up. raise my altitude a bit, raise my chap's altitude a little bit forward. So there's a navigator viewpoint. Come up a little bit there. There you go. So, you know, old-fashioned navigation. If we get towards the back there, oh, you got various different controls, which, you know, a lot of these dials and buttons all over the place. Look at this. Boosters. Isn't it immense? It's not just there as a pretty sort of add-on, those switches. A lot of them blooming work. Oh, they've outdone themselves. Always been one of my favourite flight sim developers, Aeroplane Heaven. There you go. Nav radio, com radio, so you're better having a sort of quick view for this setup. A custom view setup for this panel, rather. ADF navigation. Oh, I'm going to have some fun there. One of my favourite forms of navigation. Some things do work, some things don't, because they're not implemented in the sim full stop. And that'll be the sort of top sort of gunner position. Like I said, the shortcuts you can take there. One thing I do want to show you, where is it? Let's get forward a little bit here. Don't want to make this part too long. Let me get back into my default position. There we go. I'll just turn myself around. Look, the sun visor, or sunshade. How's that for retro? And that's the way it would have been, just a cloth that you pull over. Now, default, if you're on a 2024 profile, press Control on 1 to 0. So Control 1, put me in that view. That's the radio communications, navigator, more buttons and switches and things. What's that? The front gunner or tail gunner, one of them. So I'm just going through Control 1 to 0. There you go. Would that be the back gunner's position that we couldn't get to before? There's an anchor. Listen, enough dilly-dallying, people. Let's start this up. I'm going to turn the sound up first, and then I'll let you listen to some of these amazing sounds. Now then, with the windows open, and the sound on my recording software turned up, let's auto start this just for the sake of brevity. You can go through this manually, start it yourself, but let's do it auto start. Let's give you some of this roaringness. Isn't that a treat? You know, I fly. I'm not sure I should be doing, but I fly with those side windows open. In fact, let me just shut them all, just to show you the differences. Not quite as visceral with the windows closed. There we go. So with the windows closed, yeah, you can still hear the engines, but not as in quite as much audible detail. With them open, now, one thing I have noticed, externally, now this, something I must state, it's a 2020 aircraft, and it's marketed that way, Flight Sim 2020. You can fly it in 2024, I am myself, and if you get it from Orbix, like I said, it will install directly into your 2024 folder. It could be that the sound set in 2024 externally, it doesn't sound quite as good. What a shame. I hope they fix that. I would like some roaring. Much more. I would like it much more audio. Louder outside of the aircraft as well. But inside, absolutely no complaints. Oh, listen to that. I could spend hours just doing that. I'm not. I'm going to release the parking brake. I'll bring my throttle back. When you take the parking brake off, you may find, yep, that you start to slowly roll forward under the sort of momentum of those powerful engines. Turn quickly to our right there. Let's just throttle up a wee bit. Get yourself moving forward. There we go. And I'll taxi along to a runway. Yeah, taxiing, nothing too special. Oh, I'm going to go over that truck, never mind. In 2024. You know, because it's not a 2024 aircraft, so you know, you don't get, if I brake, you don't get all the sort of jerkiness or the sort of more polished. Oh, there's another player there. Just let him go by. Taxiing mechanics that 2024 aircraft have. Maybe it's the best way to say it. Now, what's he doing? I'll tell you what, people, just because, yeah, maybe I should have come off a live server testing this. Doesn't matter, I'm going to taxi towards an active runway and bring you back. Okay, we're set up at runway 23 left at Manchester Airport. What I actually did is went to the main menu and turned off live multiplayer, just so we don't get people flying through the aircraft as I'm trying to demonstrate it to you. So we got one stage of flaps in. Sort of takeoff flaps, as it were. I'm going to throttle up. Still got the sounds turned up. Now, what I need to do... Sorry, people, I might have to yell. I kept the sounds turned up so you can get the experience with me. I've set up a couple of quick views on my... Basically, quick view 1, quick view 2. The quick views left and right don't quite work for whatever reason in this aircraft, so I set up some custom views, rather, so I can see out left and right. So I've done that. Here we go. Throttle up. Oh, can you still hear me? I'm sure you can. Right. Hopefully you can. Okay, let's throttle up. Oh, truck flying at its finest. Now it should come on its front wheel here. It does. Just try and maintain centre line. One notch of flaps in. Oh, try and maintain centre line. There we go. Should lift off at its own volition this in a moment. Yeah, it's wanted to go nose up. Oh, it's wanted to take off. And we have lift off. Bring those flaps up. What I'll do, I'll just go for a fly out and then come back and land, hopefully in the other direction. Bring those gears up. And we'll go outside and watch that beautiful animation of the gears going up. Look, first one, then the second one. How's that? Oh, I wish it was noisier externally. Look at that. So provocative, isn't it? Oh, my dreams have come true with this aircraft, I tell you. Or they will be doing. I'll be recreating the Dam Buster. I saw some kind of documentary, was it Panorama, years ago? Don't know where it is. I don't know if I can link it. If I can find it, I will try and link it if I can. And it just recreated. They had like a life-size cockpit and, you know, a sim running. Not as much detail as Flight Sim 2024 has, though. I want to recreate that in the sim. Have the sounds whacked up. Get myself a bigger screen and goodness knows what. Now, where's that runway? Maybe fly out a bit more than turn around to my left. I'm just trimming out. There's vertical speed indicator there, as you can see. So I'm just trimming down. There we go. Try and get it straight and level. That's my speed indicator. It's quite easy, and that's your altitude. So what am I? Just over 1,000 feet altitude at the moment. And it feels, actually, as you're turning and you're flying, it feels heavy and lumbering, as it should do, people. Actually feels like, for all intents and purposes, what you would imagine, perhaps, a Lancaster to fly as. I've heard some complaints with the Flight Sim 2024 flight modelling from one or two reviewers. I'm not finding it. Absolutely, I've not tried it in Flight Sim 2020 yet. I'm not finding any issues with trimming it, with flying it, and goodness knows what. Now, don't lose sight of that airport. Let's turn around. I'm just going to bring the throttle back slightly by I don't know, a sixth or whatever. Turn it round. Now, give yourself plenty of time to turn around. You're going to need it. Kind of reminds me of the Yonkers in that respect. Love flying the Yonkers. I think this is now taking its place, people. Goodness me. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to put one notch of flaps in. I'm going to see that? There you go. Yeah, 1 lots of flaps. There's 2 stages of flaps. Basically, I think it's takeoff and landing flaps in effect with this aircraft. I'll get the speed down in a moment. Just to bring that throttle back a wee bit now as I'm turning. Just over 1,000 feet. I'm okay. I've flown it a couple of times, done a couple of landings, successful and not too difficult to fly or to land. Where's the airport? It's there. So I couldn't see. Ah, actually the runway is directly ahead of us, isn't it? That was good. That was lucky. Look at all the views! And I advise you crack those windows open to get the sound, whether you should have or not. Those windows open in real life, you probably wouldn't do, you'd be freezing cold. Although, you know, I am wearing a bomber jacket. In real life, I'm not. Must get myself a bomber jacket now. I do want to go out and buy one, and a flight cap, and sit here in complete ecstasy. My goodness me. Oh, it's really about staying in VR. Oh, I cannot imagine. I've got to crack out my VR headset now and give this a try in VR. I do have eye tracking enabled, but I don't think I've got the right profile set up. I certainly don't. Yeah. Now I'll turn that off. I need to set up a good profile in Toby as well for this. Right, getting closer towards that runway. Gonna bring out that throttle, second stage of flaps. Have I got my gear in or down? I could look in the cockpit there. Put my gear down now. Ooh. Can you still hear me, people? Things are getting a bit noisy in this aircraft. Now, when you do that, trim back up. Lots and lots of trim. It just wants to go sky nose down. Actually, I'm just going to increase the throttle to stop that from happening. Listen to the noise. Oh my goodness. We must do some kind of formation flights, get a couple of Spitfires around us. Oh, reenact some kind of battle or other. Wouldn't that be stupendous? I need enough of you flying this, though. Enough of you getting this. And if I'm telling you, if you're on PC and you have the means, grab this one. It's one of those aircraft again. Yeah, I reached out to Orbix, they supplied it. I'm regretting not buying it and then giving you my review on the back of that. But trust me, listen, I'm not going to lead you down the garden path. Listen to what other people are saying about this one as well. It's getting rave reviews for a reason. Now, coming into land, don't want to decrease my throttle all the way yet. Pull back, gotta be careful with that throttle, pull it back too much and you just plonk on the runway. Oh, there we go, we've landed. That wasn't too bad. And that was only like my second or third attempt at landing, and each one I've been successful. It's quite easy then to control on the ground. I'm not in a live multiplayer flight, so no need to worry about that. And it stops quite easily. Parking brake on. Keep the flaps out, doesn't matter for this. Conclusion, recommendations. Do I need to give my recommendation on the basis of my review so far? 10 out of 10. If I was giving marks to these, 10.5, 11 out of 10 if I can go further. Cracking aircraft. If you've ever wanted to know what it's like to fly a Lancaster, this is the best way that we can recreate that. Certainly in Flight Sim 2020 or Flight Sim 2024. Hopefully, I don't know any news on this coming to Xbox. I can only expect this one will. I don't think the Aeroplane Heaven Spitfire ever came to Xbox. This one must come though. Aeroplane Heaven, please make it a possibility on Xbox. I don't know any news. If any of you do, let me know. Hopefully it will come to the marketplace for everyone soon. Go out and get this one, people. You will not regret it. Anyway, as always, give the video a like if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe for more. And I'll see you soon.